Welcome. This is the survival paper A10, and today I'm going to go over the entire paper, start to finish. Question 1 is our probability trees. A bag has 4 red counters and 6 blue counters, and we are drawing 2 counters from the bag one at a time. Find the probability that the first counter is red. Trivial. We have a total of 10 counters. 4 of them are red. So probability is 2 over 5. In part B, it will be a good idea to draw a tree diagram. For the first counter, the probability that it is red is 2 by 5, and therefore 3 by 5 of the time it is blue. For the second counter, we have 3 red counters and 6 blue counters. That will give you 1 by 3. For blue, it's gonna be 6 blue counters divided by 9 counters in total. For red, 4 by 9, and for blue, 5 by 9. Therefore, the probability that they have different colors is first one red, second one blue, plus the probability that the first one is blue, second one is red. Red, blue, blue, red. And that would give you 24 out of 45, or 8 divided by 15. So that's the end of question 1. Question 2. In part A, you are asked to complete the square. A is always going to be the coefficient of x squared. So A has to be equal to 2. Okay. We want to find the values of h and of k so that this is true. So let's look at the coefficients of x. On the left hand side, we have negative 12. On the right hand side, when expanding the brackets, you will get negative 2 times 2, 8 xh. Therefore, h is equal to 3. Now we look at the coefficient of the constant. On the left hand side, we have 26. On the right hand side, we would have 2h squared plus k. We know that h is equal to 3, therefore k is equal to 8. Thus, left hand side is equal to 2 times x minus 3 squared plus 8. Starting from the curve y equals to x squared, we can do a vertical stretch, a vertical enlargement with scale factor 2. That will get you to y equals 2x squared. Then we can translate it 3 units to the right and 8 units up to get to where you want to be. Question 3. Theta is an angle in the second quadrant. You're given sine of theta and you're asked to find tan of theta. Tan of theta is sine of theta divided by cos of theta, so we need to find cos of theta. In the second quadrant, cos of theta is negative. So cos of theta has to be minus the square root of 1 minus sine of theta squared. And therefore, tan of theta is equal to 2 by root 13 divided by negative 3 by root 13, and that will give you negative 2 by 3. Question 4. You're given the third, fourth, and fifth term of an arithmetic sequence. So, the common difference is going to be the difference between the fourth and the third term is equal to the common difference is the difference between the fourth and the third term, which is also equal to the difference between the fifth and the fourth term. Therefore, 2a4 is equal to a3 plus a5. a4, a3, a5. Because the final answer is given, you must show very clearly how you get there. So it is imperative that examiners see a line of working that is like this to make sure that you obtain this answer legitimately. Part B. We want to now find the value of x. So first we have to solve the equation. X is either negative 1 by 2 or equals to 2. We know that the common difference of the sequence is positive. So let's plug back into our equation, shall we? So D is equal to A4 minus A3. A4 minus A3. If x is negative 1 by 2, the common difference is going to be negative because we are around minus 7 1/4. If x is equal to 2, the common difference is going to be 4 greater than 0. Therefore, x has to be equal to 2 and you have to reject the other one. Part C. We now want to find this sum. This sum means that you're adding all the terms of an starting from a3 and ends at a12. The value of a3 is 12. The value of a common difference we found to be 4. How many terms does this sequence have between n equals 3 and n equals 12? We have a total of n terms, or a total of 10 terms. Therefore, the sum is going to be 2 times the first term plus 10 minus 1 times the common difference times the number of terms divided by 2. And you would get 300 as the final answer. Question 5. Write down the value of 6 chooses 4. You can use the Pascal triangle for this. So one way to do it is just to write down the first 7 rows of the Pascal triangle. 6 chooses 4. The first term is always 6 chooses 0. 6 chooses 1. 6 chooses 2. 6 chooses 3. 6 chooses 4. So 6 chooses 4 is equal to 15. Alternatively, you can also recall the definition of combination. So 6 chooses 4 is equal to 6 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 6 minus 4 factorial. So 6 factorial, that's 6 times 5 times 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial times 2 factorial, which is 2. And you should also get 15. In part B, you're given that the coefficient of a term in x to the 8 is 135. So, what term in the expansion is it? Let's write out the general term. The general term would be 6 chooses n, x to the 3 to the n, minus k divided by x squared to the 6 minus n. We want to find the term in x to the 8. That means that 3n minus 2 times 6 minus n has to be equal to 8. Minus k divided by x squared, that is minus k times x to the negative 2. And we're using index laws to form an equation in terms of n. Therefore, we can find that n is equal to 4. And you know that has something to do with the first question. So the coefficient of the term in x to the 8 is going to be 6 chooses 4, negative k to the 6 minus 4. This is also equal to 135. So you can find that k is plus or minus 3. However, we're not done yet. We are further given that the coefficient of a term in x cubed is negative. So for x cubed, what value of n would correspond to this term? We just need to solve this equation. And n is equal to 3. The coefficient of x cubed is going to be 6 chooses 3, negative k to the power of 3. We know that this term has to be negative. 6 chooses 3 is 20. This is only negative if k is negative. Therefore, we can only accept k equals to 3. Question 6. In part A, you're asked to show that this equation can be written in this form. And because you see cosine squared in the C of sines, the best idea is to convert that cosine squared into sine squared. Cosine squared is 1 minus sine squared. You can then also notice that the 3 conveniently cancels out. Factor the sine x out. This is a hidden quadratic in terms of sine of x. You can use a dummy variable if you're not comfortable factorizing this straight away. Once again, because this is a short question, I am expecting a certain level of detail in your working out. So you must show your factorization. And you're not allowed to jump straight from this line to the printed answer. Part B. We want to now solve the equation. This equation is solved if sine of x is equal to 0, sine of x is negative 1 by 2, or sine of x is equal to 2. Let's draw the unit circle. The x-axis is cos theta, or in this case cos of x. The y-axis is sine of x. We want to solve the equations. Sine of x equals to 0. Oh. Sine of x equals to negative a half. Sine of x is equal to 2. The number of solutions is the number of times the lines intersects the unit circle. Sine x equals to 2 has no solutions, because you can see that it doesn't intersect the circle at all. Sine of x equals to 0 has 3 intersections on a given interval: 0, pi, and 2 pi when it completes a revolution. Sine of x equals to negative a half intersects the unit circle twice. One time over here, second time over there. So this angle here is pi by 6. Therefore, the first solution is going to be 7 pi by 6. And the second solution by symmetry has to be 2 pi minus pi by 6, or 11 pi by 6. Therefore, the 5 solutions we have are 0, pi, 7 pi by 6, 11 pi by 6, 2 pi. Question 7. This is a section B style question. In part A, you are asked to differentiate f. So f of x is 4 times 2x plus 1 to the negative 1 plus 3 times x plus 2 to the negative 3. I'm doing this because it would be easier for us to differentiate. F prime of x is therefore 4 times negative 1 times the derivative of 2x plus 1 times 2x plus 1 to the power of negative 2. This 2 comes from the chain rule. For the second term, 3 times negative 3, the derivative of x plus 2 is 1, so we don't need to write it. We can also write this in a slightly different way. Et voila. Part B. We have to show that this is less than 0 for all x greater than 0. So, we know that this guy is less than 0 for all x except negative 1 by 2. That's where the function blows up. Similarly, this guy is always less than 0 unless x is equal to negative 2. Why? Because 2x plus 1 squared and x plus 2 squared is always greater or equal to 0 for all real x. Therefore, when adding them together, it's also going to be strictly less than 0. Part B. You want to find the equation of a tangent to the curve at this point. To find the equation of a tangent, you need to find f of 1 and you need to find f prime of 1. F of 1, that is 4 divided by 3 plus 3 divided by 27, or 13 divided by 9. F prime at 1 is equal to minus 8 divided by 9 minus 9 divided by 81, or negative 1. Therefore, y minus 13 by 9 is equal to minus 1 times x minus 1. This is perfectly valid final answer. Unless they specify the form, this answer will get full marks. Part C. You're given the graph of y equals to f of x, and you're given that the area of the region bounded by the curve, the x-axis, the lines x equals to 1 and x equals to 4, is ln k plus 1 by m. So this area over here. The reason I decided to give this curve is to tell you that the function is strictly positive on this domain. So you don't need to care about the intersections with the x-axis. So the area is simply going to be the integral from 1 to 4 of f of x dx, where f of x is 4 divided by 2x plus 1 plus 3 divided by x plus 3, x plus 2 cubed. So let's integrate this. The integral of 1 over x is ln of x. So when you integrate this, you will get 4 divided by 2 ln of 2x plus 1. Where does the 2 come from? It is the derivative of 2x plus 1. The reverse chain rule, so to speak. If you're not comfortable with this, you can also use a u-sub. Second term, that is 3 times x plus 2 to the negative 3. So integrating, that will give you 3 times x plus 2 to the negative 2 divided by negative 2. Plug in the upper bound and the lower bound. Simplify this a little bit more before we start plugging in numbers. Upper bound, lower bound. First term, second term, third term, last term. 2 ln of 9 minus 2 ln of 3. A ln b, that's ln of b to the a. So let's do it. This is ln of 81. Or I should write it as ln of 9 squared. 3 divided by 2 times 36. That would be 1 by 24. 2 ln of 3, same deal as before. 3 divided by 2 times 9, that's 1 by 6. Ln A minus ln B, that's ln of A divided by B. Therefore, we will get ln of 9 plus 1 divided by 8 as your final answer to this question. And this is the end of survival paper A10.